Are you tired of going back and forth between websites or losing focus throughout the day? Well, Rambox is kind of like a browser, but it's a desktop app that organizes all of your websites into various workspaces to keep your day-to-day work projects organized and keep you on track. But how good is this tool really? Well, watch my Rambox review to find out. Now, if you want a running list of the must-have SaaS tools for digital entrepreneurs, then you'll want access to my Notion doc that I update every single week with new tools. Just click the link in my description for free access. But if you want to browse AppSumo, you can click on that second link in my description to visit my custom landing page, which includes some of my favorite AppSumo deals you can purchase right now, including a list of some of my most popular YouTube videos that you can watch right here on this page. Now, this is kind of a private deal because you cannot search for it on AppSumo, but if you want to visit the deal page, I've included a link to it in my description. Now, this is a lifetime deal that's only $19, and as of this recording, it's 50% claimed. So if you want to grab this, make sure you do so as soon as you can. And there's only one plan, one code, which gives you all of these features, and you could use this tool for up to 3 active computers. Okay, so Rambox is a desktop app that you need to install on your computer, and it functions similarly to a browser like Chrome. But what makes this unique is that it organizes all of your websites or apps into workspaces. So if you see on the left-hand side here, this first column, these are the various workspaces. Okay, so I have my Google workspace, my work workspace, content creation. This one is for a client, and social media, so on and so forth. And inside each of these workspaces are what they call apps, or you can call them websites. So for my Google workspace, we have my Gmail, Google Docs, Calendar, and also the Google Sheets. So the main goal of this tool is to make you as productive as possible. So that's why you can organize your websites into various workspaces, and it makes you focus as well. So what's really cool is that these apps or websites will automatically get hibernated after about 15 minutes or so. So it's been a while since I've used my Google Docs. So it's currently hibernating, but we can wake it up and it'll basically reload the page. So now I can go into my Google Doc and start working on this project. And you can use this app or website exactly how you would use it on a browser. It has all of the functions and it basically works the same, but instead of using it on Chrome, you're actually using this website on Rambox. Now let's go to my workspace. And in this workspace, I added my email, my Google Messages, Calendar, and also SEMrush. I haven't been using SEMrush, so I'm going to click on Wake Up, and it'll automatically load up right over here. And you can start using this tool, which is under your workspace. I also have my content creation workspace, so I have Canva, Unsplash, and also the Noun project. And I can wake this up as well, and it'll essentially refresh, name not resolved, check your internet connection. That does happen from time to time, not exactly sure why, but let me go in here. Yeah, for whatever reason, I cannot open the Noun project, but let me refresh Unsplash, give it a few moments. Okay, so it's been a few seconds now. It still hasn't finished loading. Let me right click, let me refresh. Okay, now it's here, and now I need to log in. Let's go back to the Noun project, and this is blank. Let me refresh, and let's see what happens. Okay, sometimes, as you could see here, the websites don't always properly load after they go into hibernation mode. So I'm not exactly sure if that is a bug or if that's just how this Noun project website is currently functioning. But in any case, if it does go into hibernation, you can wake it up and start using the app or the website, okay? And then this is my client workspace. Now I can wake this up, and this should be, a client's website here. And also another thing too is that it does kind of load on the slower end. If I were to use this on a Chrome browser, it wouldn't be loading this slow, but this is a website, and this is ChatGPT. So if you use ChatGPT on a client's website on a regular basis as part of your day-to-day content stack, your process, you can add all of those websites that you use on a day-to-day basis for various projects, various clients, add them in a workspace so you have them here so you can more easily finish and work on your projects. Now, to create a workspace, just click on this plus icon, and you have two options: add a workspace or add a custom app. So I'm going to click on add workspace, and we can name this whatever we want. I'm going to say client 2. And what's cool is that you can set work hours for this workspace, which will only allow notifications and sounds within the working hours, or you could leave it blank to disable. So this is a great feature that allows you to focus from the time you start work on a project until the end of the day. And that way you aren't necessarily bothered by other apps or other websites that might have notifications happening in the background. Okay, so for client number 2, let's just say I work on this client from 9 in the morning until 5 p.m. So that's 17, click OK. And you have various layouts. So I'm going to show you all of the layouts, but this one is the standard one, which is what you see right here with the columns on the left-hand side. You could do this layout and these other 4 different layouts, but I'm going to do this standard layout. And you also have options as well. So you can basically have it enabled or disabled. You can have it allow sounds, allow notifications, and for the unread counter, like say for example, you have your email, it'll count how many new emails you receive, and you can decide whether or not you want to display that in the tab and include it in the global view as well. And in terms of the profiles, you can choose between primary or the Google Workspace profile, which is what I have, but it's going to be primary. That's my main profile here. And you can give the workspace an icon. So you can upload an image or select an icon, and they have tons of different icons here. One thing that I wish they included is a search functionality, so I can search for a specific type of icon, but I was kind of going through this list earlier, and it did take me a while to figure out what would be the best icon for my specific workspace. But since this is a client, I'm just going to click on this. I believe looks kind of like a browser icon, so I'm going to select that, then click on add. Okay, so now we have our workspace right here for our client number 2. Now we need to click on this other plus icon to add an app. So an app is essentially a website, and they already have pre-populated all of these various apps. So these are the most popular ones like Airtable, Google Messages, Asana, Basecamp, so on and so forth. So tons of productivity tools. They also have other categories as well, like artificial intelligence. So these are all of the AI apps that they have. They have blogging and writing. So Merlin, Poe, Lead Pages, DeepSeek. They have all of the email apps, iCloud, Outlook, Proton, Zoho, and project management, ClickUp, Done, so on and so forth. And they have suites as well. So yeah, so this Google Workspace, so when you install this desktop app, you can choose between these suites that will automatically get populated. So I did select my Google suite, and I selected the ones that I wanted, okay? But for Google, these are all of the apps within the suite that you can add to your account. You can also search for an app right here to see if they have it. If they don't, you can manually add one as well. So if they don't, you can click on add a custom app or click on this button or this button. I'm going to click on this button, and we need to add a URL. Now, since this is a client, I do use SEMrush for my clients. So I want to have SEMrush load up for this client's workspace. And you have options here. You can have it enabled automatically, allow sounds, show the app name in the tab, and also allow notifications. And you can also display the unread counter in the tab and also the workspace as well. And for the profile, you can inherit from the workspace, your primary, private, incognito, or Google Workspace profile. So this is very powerful because the profile is basically your login. Okay, so say for example, I have multiple accounts for SEMrush or multiple accounts for Gmail. I can basically have a Gmail instance, a unique Gmail instance for each one of my workspaces. So one account can have my client's Gmail, another workspace can have another client's Gmail up. So you can have individual logins or primaries, basically like your main one in your account that you will use, and it will be available across all workspaces or inherit from a single workspace, right? So you have different options here, or private or incognito. But for SEMrush, I want to make it primary because I only have one SEMrush account. You can choose a spell checker and link handling. So whenever you click on a link, how do you want it to open or not, right? So block all pop-ups, open them, open all in a default browser. So this is unique because if you click on open all in default browser, it'll open up on Chrome. So it kind of defeats the purpose of this tool because it takes you to Chrome. So I like to click on open all in tabs to keep you inside Rambox. And this is the hibernation feature. So if you don't touch the app after 15 minutes, it'll hibernate, which basically means it'll save memory of the tool from the tool, and you won't get any notifications or anything like that. So it kind of puts it to sleep until you wake it up. Okay. There's also advanced options as well. You can add a JavaScript, CSS code, so on and so forth, as you could see right here. And you can also upload an icon for this app, or if you click on this reload icon, it'll get the app logo, and this is perfect. You can name the app. So instead of custom app, I'm just going to say SEMrush, then click on add. And here we go. So since I did choose, the profile, the standard main primary profile, I automatically was able to log in to my SEMrush account. And you can see it right here, right? It says SEMrush. And so this is one app or website on this client's workspace. And then I can add another app that fits under this specific client. So if I know for a fact that every single day I, use these 5 websites for this client, I can just basically preload them up here. And during the workday, I can just focus on these apps, right? Same for the other workspaces as well. Like for this workspace, I can just focus on these 4 apps here. And for content creation, when I'm in my content creation mode, I'll click here and then I can focus on just the content creation websites. Now, if you want to focus even more, what you can do is right click on any of these icons and you can enable them, turn on or off the sound and also the notifications. Like say, for example, for maybe if I go to the workspace, for my emails, maybe I don't want to enable it, or maybe I don't want any notifications. So if I toggle off the notifications, then I won't get any notifications from my Gmail, and I can also disable it as well. And then you can see it's grayed out. Okay, so I won't be able to use it while it is disabled. And you can also edit the settings for it as well. So if you click on settings, you can enable the app again, and then decide whether or not you want the unread counter to show, so on and so forth. Now, let me show you the various layouts, all right? So this right here is my social media workspace. So I have TikTok, Facebook Messenger, Discord, so on and so forth. Now, if I click on social media layout number 2, this is the second layout. So you can have basically 3 websites up here. Now, this one is hibernated. So I'm gonna click on wake up and you can see right here. One thing that I don't really like about this tool is that whenever you wake it up, it basically restarts the website. Okay, so this is my social media. So I have Discord, Twitter, and also Vista Social. So you can work in this view. There's also this 3-column view. They have this view as well, and this 2-row view, and that's essentially it. So you have different views, and you can also split them as well. So instead of 2 rows, if I click split down, I can add a 3rd row, add a 4th row, so on and so forth. You can also split right for each of the rows. Okay, so I can split right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 total websites up in this single view. So very powerful. You can become very productive using these various views as you set them up as you work on whatever project you are on. Now, you might have tons of websites up at the same time, so they make it easy for you to search for a website. Okay, so if you click on this magnifier, you can search for a specific website. Okay, so Discord, you can basically type anything and then you can click on the search results. Like for example, I want this SEMrush instance for my client number 2 workspace. I can click on that and then it'll take me to the SEMrush website under the client number 2 workspace. And if you have any notifications, they will be listed out here. And from this view, you can start focus mode. So it'll essentially remove all of the notifications. So as you can see here, there are no notification dots. You won't get any sounds or notifications from any website. So now you are in focus mode where you can really focus on your task. Now you can also set up a timer. So start focus session for the next 15 minutes. So you can kind of make this as a Pomodoro timer. So maybe every 20-25 minutes, you can have a focus session. After those 20-25 minutes, you can take a break and then go back into your focus session. So this kind of can act as a Pomodoro timer as well. You can also edit additional settings. So if I go to my settings view, you can change the language, change the theme. So there's the standard, dark, and light. And they also have other themes as well. Like let me try darkest and click on save. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, so it's basically kind of like this black, very dark view. Let me go back to settings and let me try glossy, click save. So this is that glossy view. Let me try one more just so you kind of know what the other themes are like. Let's try mint, click on save. And this is the mint view. Personally, for me, I kind of like the standard light view where the background is white. I think it's easiest on the eyes personally for me. And then for density, you can make it comfortable where things are kind of larger, or you can make it more compact and it'll kind of make things a little smaller. This one is actually a nice view as well. And in terms of the app's position, you can move it top, right, bottom, or left. So let's do top. We can also decide to hide apps labels if we want, but I'm gonna uncheck that just so you can see how it looks like. I'm gonna click on save. And now all the apps, the work spaces are at the top, right? So I'm gonna click here. So it's basically like Chrome, right? So you can click on any of the tabs here. And then I'm gonna go back into my settings and you can toggle on or off any of these additional settings as well. They also have what is called extensions. So if I click on this gear icon, you could view some extensions here. So any password management tools like 1Password, Bitwarden. They also have Boomerang for Gmail, Facebook screen sharing, Google Docs offline, so on and so forth. So they do have some extensions. Of course, it's not as extensive as the Chrome extensions, unfortunately. For me, I need my Chrome extensions. I do use them on a regular basis. So what are my honest thoughts about this tool? So a handful of positives. So this definitely organizes your websites very easily. Okay, so on a client basis, a project basis, maybe websites just for work, websites just for play, so on and so forth. So a lot of customization there in terms of organizing your websites. You can also set your working hours for all of your apps. So 9 to 5, 5 to 9, so on and so forth, just to really make you focus on the project at hand. Also hibernation times as well. So if you don't use a website after 15 or so minutes, it'll basically go to sleep and you won't get any notifications from those websites. Now, in terms of the cons, unfortunately, you cannot use any Chrome extensions. I personally use keywords everywhere all the time. Unfortunately, you can't use that one or other extensions from Chrome. You cannot see the URL of websites, which is very unfortunate. The UI, I think for me, looks a little outdated. I think if they can improve the way the UI looks, it'll be much more pleasing for me to use. And there is no Google Password Manager. So one thing to note is that when you start with this tool, you need to basically log into everything to start using it, like my Gmail, my Facebook, all of my social media accounts. I had to remember what the password was for each of those accounts, log in to finally use those websites. So just getting off the ground is a little challenging, but after you log in, it's perfectly fine. And I also mentioned it right here, yeah. So you need to log in to all websites in the beginning. So what is my final verdict? Should you get this? So I say maybe, okay? So if you have a collection of websites that you use every single day, and or if you have a process in place to do specific work tasks, this is a great tool that will keep you on track. Personally, for me, I don't have any issues using Chrome, and I do need my Chrome extensions, so it would be hard for me to switch to this full time. But for specific projects, this could be extremely helpful. Also, if I just want to really force myself to focus on getting my work done, this could be an excellent tool for that as well. So a great productivity tool. Now again, you won't find Rambox when you search for it on AppSumo. So the only way to get to that sales page is by clicking the link in my description, and you can grab it if you wish for 19 bucks. You can also click this link right here to visit the deal page for Rambox. But if you want to watch my next video, feel free to click this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, let me know by smashing that like button and also subscribing to my channel. Also leave your comments below. I reply to all of them. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.